Hey guys, how's it going? Hope everything's going well. If you liked my video, once again, you know the drill. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't. Alrighty, so I wanted to talk today about the IPO, of Topps. Topps is going to come up with an IPO in about, 4 or 5 months? It's going to be third quarter of this year. And Topps is owned by this one dude who used to run Disney, and he bought it for about $385 million. It's private, and then it's going to come public. And right now they're seeking a valuation of $1.3 billion. I find this really interesting why they would want to go public. Okay, so here's the deal. I've noticed, number one, that when companies go public, they go at a time when it's hot. I did a research project on this company, and it's called Blackstone Group. I did in 2007 when I was interning with a real estate company. And I noticed that, number one, they bought out Equity Office, which is owned by Sam Zell, that eventually bought the Chicago Cubs. It probably was the worst investment decision because he sold to the Rickards. Rickards turned it into, a cash cow. And if you want to look at, though, going back to Sam Zell, he did make an interesting sale. He sold Equity Office to Blackstone Group in summer of 2007, right around the peak of the stock market, close to it. And Blackstone Group went public with their IPO, and their stock actually tumbled. I think it was like a few dollars a share, if I remember correctly, in 2009. And they were bailed out by the Federal Reserve. They should have gone bankrupt, in my opinion. But anyways, you're seeing not a similar situation. You're seeing a company like Topps, which has been doing well, obviously, with the boom in sports cards. And, it's 2021. They're getting involved with the IPO. And I'm like, why? Why would you put an IPO right around the time when the stock market's on fire, the card market's on fire, and there will be a huge correction in this thing? So, I'm just thinking, is this a pump and dump? Or is it just more of a long-term play where they're like, we don't care if the stock price crashes. We just think this is a good opportunity to get in because, we could get the cash in now. It may be a hard sale, if the whole market is distressed, which could be a reason why they're doing it. But I'm just thinking, okay, you bought it for $385 million. And, suppose, the stock price maybe doubles. Or not doubles, but it goes up maybe 30-40%. But then it comes back down to earth, So maybe it goes down, maybe the valuation of it, at the stock market low, maybe in a few years could be about $700 some million. Sure, he still made money on it, but it's from 2007 money. So I'm just thinking out loud, why would a company do this at this moment? It makes no sense to me. Yes, Topps is moving into the digital space, moving into NFTs. Okay, there's potential there in the coming years. But once again, Bitcoin is at all-time highs. And could we have maybe a year or two of higher Bitcoin prices? Yes. But, NFT, one of the reasons why they're going up, it's on the blockchain, and crypto prices going up. So, naturally, NFTs are going up. It's a new industry as well. But eventually the chickens will come home to roost. So that's why I'm very skeptical on this deal. I was talking to my friend Don. He did one of my videos. He came on the show. He was nice to come on. He's talking about, this crash in the sports cards, which he sees. And he was saying that, hey, guess what? This is a good time to sell because a lot of people, are getting in. And, when a lot of people get in, the herd mentality, they usually get hammered. And Also, I was talking to Don after the interview. He was telling me, like, if there's a way to short this market, he would try to short it. But it's so hard. I mean, there was no card company at the time. Collectors Universe, went private. There was this London company, auction house, Sotheby, or however you pronounce it. It went private. All these companies are private, and now you're seeing, when the market is probably going to be close to a peak, Topps IPO is going to come out. So that is just suspicious to me. And, looking at the equity office deal, I'm like, I'm not saying it's this exact thing's going to happen. Blackstone came up with an IPO near the top of the stock market, and Topps coming out, when the market's hot, right at the top of the market. But, what I'll be doing is, I'm going to be looking at potential put options, to bet against it. I don't want to short the underlying stock because I think that's risky. If I buy some lead puts, it is a risk, but, I could be betting that, this house of cards is going to come down, at least temporarily speaking, before, they start to devalue the dollar again. That's when I'm going to aggressively be buying sports cards again. And, there's probably going to be lockdowns again for whatever reason, so I'm going to be aggressively buying then. And, it just doesn't make sense to me why they're doing this. They have a business reliant on candy, okay, and of sports cards, cardboard, okay. But are they going to increase product to appease Wall Street? And the other thing is, I noticed with Collectors Universe, that owns PSA, they had such a huge backlog, but they didn't really advertise it last year. They just said, yeah, we're increasing our top line growth. And, what PSA does is they basically build revenue whenever they ship an item. And that's probably how they got Wall Street off its back. They didn't mention anything about, this huge backlog. They pushed that problem onto the new ownership group. The new ownership group doesn't have to deal with Wall Street. So they suspended, you sending cards unless they're super express. And on top of it, they've raised prices. I don't think that would fly with Wall Street. And, now Topps is beholden to Wall Street. And when you're beholden to Wall Street, you don't do what's best for the company. You just do whatever is in your means to make sure the stock price is higher. Sometimes that means buying back your stock. Sometimes that means increasing quantity. It's quantity over quality. I'd rather have a company that's focused on quality rather than quantity. And PSA right now, I think, is running in the right direction, trying to get their backlog under control. They're private. While a public company like Topps, they don't have authority to do whatever they want now. And that's my concern about this. I was also thinking, is this a pump and dump? Are some shady characters getting involved in this, saying, hey, let's try to screw the public over? And I've seen this time in, time out. There's a lot of pump and dumps in the stock market. And, I follow the gold and silver market. They try to drive people in at the wrong times. And then there's panic selling. And then all these shady crooks get in, they buy near the bottom. I just wonder if they're just trying to do that. The other suspicious thing is, StockX. They're coming in with the valuation, I think, $2.5 billion or something like that. And in addition to that, they want to come up with an IPO from what I've read. And once again, this is when the sneaker market is on fire, especially the high-end, scarce shoes. So I'm like, okay, is this not the best opportunity to buy, or is this not the best time to buy cards? And my answer, I'm not telling you what to do. This is just my own opinion. I don't think it's a good time to aggressively be buying. I saw some of the videos, from guys that I like. They're saying they're going really aggressive, putting $14,000 when they didn't really put that much. before. Some dude I think I saw the title, he just bought a $6,000 card. And I'm like, whoa, unless you have like loads of cash, like these are aggressive moves. And, I just see all sorts of crazy behavior, people, buying Kevin Durant because this one great YouTuber, bought Kevin Durant. It's a herd mentality. And if you're looking at, IPOs coming out, you can't get any top loaders. I'm still waiting for my order from Cardboard Gold for card savers. It's been like a month, and it's just frustrating. We're an e-commerce business too. And, even though I'm saying, the market's going to probably go down, I'm still buying some cards, but most of it now is dealing with selling cards, I think this is the first time in a while where I'm aggressively starting to sell. I'm buying very selectively. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this coming IPO. And are you in the camp that, this is great for the card market? Are there going to be problems with this? Is this shady? I think it's a bit shady. And if it's not shady, they are having these IPOs, in my opinion, at the wrong time. And, I'm probably going to exploit this. Like I said, I'm going to be looking at some put options in this market. Anyways, let me know what you think. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll talk to you another day. Thanks, guys. Bye.